Arts and Adventure Summits the Airwaves. This is the Ogden Arts and Adventure Show. I'm R. Brandon Long.
And I'm Todd Oberndorfer.
Yay! We're your guests for the greatest podcast in all the land. With us here this week is professional photographer Tristan Sadler.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah, he's working.
filming something.
He's actually working right now. And professional trail runner.
Sorry.
Managing or trails manager.
Are you sponsored? Are you a sponsored trail runner?
No. He does chase cats for a living.
That's got to count for something. But I don't know if it makes you professional.
Big mountain lions.
It counts. Executive Director, Trails Foundation, Northern Utah, Aric Manning. Aric, we were just talking felines out there. And that, so do you get calls into Trails Foundation Northern Utah, formerly Weaver Pathways, now the 2 years, 3 years, whatever, about like, hey, I just saw a mountain lion. Why are they on my trail, and what are you doing to get them off?
Yeah. Not just mountain lions, mainly rattlesnakes. That's what people want us to relocate.
I would appreciate if you would not put those there,
Yeah.
Aric.
We try to put signage up next to their holes. But I also got a call to relocate some beavers from the river.
Like a real call.
Huh.
Real call. Real true call.
Do you do that?
No.
Oh.
I would prefer to fish and game.
There's some beavers down here. Can you take them?
Yeah, so that's not what you do on the daily. That's not like you don't wake up and move beavers.
Right.
I'm going to say no.
Okay. What's your job then?
Well, as you mentioned, the executive director, Trails Foundation. So what we try and do is help build and maintain trails, natural surface, and paved through this part of northern Utah. Northern Utah could be separated from a lot of ways, but our big focus lately has been on trail etiquette and education.
But I do love how accusatory your comment was. It was, so if you don't move beavers, then what did you do?
What the hell do you do with your time?
Yeah.
So thanks for coming, by the way.
Well, I know that's why you had me on, so I think we'll turn it over to the photographer now.
Oh,
I'd like to come up with a new name for the show now.
Yeah. Aric, you put yourself in a... I mean, no one puts Aric in a corner, but you put yourself in a corner. Do you want... Is Todd stinky today?
I don't know where I'm supposed to be.
You can scoot
down
towards the middle a little bit so that camera...
He's thinking about the shot. He's thinking about the shot, which we can't see. So.
He's saying he wants to see more of it. That's a good position right there.
Did we get it?
Oh, I got all of it. Yeah.
How's that? Is that better?
Sure. That's a little better. The reason I said you're a professional trail runner, because is your job at the Trails Foundation like, your support system to fund trail running?
Well, I mean, that's where I make money.
Yeah.
Where I afford to buy shoes and stuff.
But can you tell people you're sponsored by the Trails Foundation and you're a pro runner?
No.
Oh.
I do have some companies that support me, but they don't
That's
pay
good.
me.
That's sponsorship.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't pay me.
I'd say that's, at least amateur running. You're getting free things, right?
Yeah, and part of this show is, and we're going to dive into it with Tristan, but like, how do you become a professional athlete or an amateur athlete who gets paid and gets sponsors? You have a couple. I mean, you know a lot. You interview people that actually do that for a living. Is there a common theme, or?
I think with what you do, it's probably easier to just look for like change and like loose wallets along the trails.
Mainly at ski resorts when the snow melts.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, you go under the lift. You'd be surprised all the stuff you can find.
How much cash have you found?
A lot.
A lot.
Yeah, like that's how I afford this shirt.
I was going to ask about that shirt.
I bought it at Gear 30 a long time ago. It's for real.
Yeah, you're going to need a lot of that.
Yeah. Okay. Now, Trails Foundation. That's this, by the way.
Yeah, I love the hat.
I love this hat.
I do too.
It's clean. I like the colors.
You wear it a lot on your podcast because I watch them.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I like supporting you, and I bought two because we put one in here. It's on. Yeah, you can barely see it in the shot here, but it's on top of the luggage rack. That's not a luggage rack, actually. That is an original podcast machine. It's a reel-to-reel. So then you talk into a microphone, and it's a reel-to-reel. It's original audio recording podcast machine, but it looks like luggage up there. Anyway, that hat's on there, and I was in here looking at it, and I thought, crap, it looks cool. I don't want to take it down, so now I ran up and bought another hat just so I could wear it in the podcast. They were on sale, so I could only support so much, but yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Trails Foundation Northern Utah, you're busy this spring. We have a record runoff, and we had like trails splitting apart because of the water. What's the verdict out on the trails right now?
It's been a rough time on the trails. We had a lot of things planned for this year because we can only get out there and do so much during a certain window, and a lot of those plans changed.
Like what kind of plans?
Well, like working up higher on the mountain. We work a lot with the Forest Service, the county, the city, different entities, but we can't get up high right now because of the snow. We can't go towards, Snow Basin, that area. They still got a bunch of snow. So we're staying on the Bonneville shoreline, which is good because there's been a ton of erosion, water damage. And the interesting thing is people don't get is people are used to being on the trails right now, but they're also used to being in other places. Right now, you really have the Bonneville Shoreline Trail.
Yeah. So you're seeing congestion on the
lots of people on the trails, more than normal this time of year for sure. But a lot of problems, like you mentioned, there was a huge, it was like at least 4 feet deep cut into a trail in Ogden. It was bad. It was really bad.
Cut like the ground just gave way.
Gave way, yep. Pacific Corps took care of it because it was kind of the power line road, so they took care of that, and we just go in and do some handwork to make it good. They did a fantastic job, but there's going to be a lot. I was up today. Strong's Canyon, it's a river. It's raging. Wow. You could probably tube it right now.
Oh,
that's crazy.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Taylor's really bad going over bridges.
I heard there's a waterfall of jump off that's never been there before.
It has, but it's super rare. Like like comet rare. You just never see that stuff, right?
Wild.
It's pretty cool though. I mean, it's really neat. I love seeing it personally, but it does obviously cause some problems for homes and the land and everything else. But it's really neat to see the water. To be honest with you, I mean, it's much needed. Came all at once, but it's Mother Nature, man. It's just how it works. She was here first.
I'm gonna cap or block that one out. Mark that one. It's Mother Nature, man.
Yeah, man.
It's Mother Nature, man. That's a
had
great
Mother's
car
Day, too.
Well, yeah, we just had Mother Nature.
Hold on a second. You guys got. I'm not gonna waste this.
No. That was so loud.
Really good. I like
Holy, what beer is that?
that. Satisfying. That's
That was
what
a
beer is.
nitro.
Giant beer is what that is.
That was freaking magical.
See, I'm glad we recorded that.
Yeah, I am
I'm sorry,
too.
as you were.
No, I
Priorities on this show. Priorities.
We got to interrupt everyone real quick for a quick beer crack.
I knew it was going to be a good one. I just sensed it. I knew it.
It sounded great to me.
Aric, what's your role as far as cleaning up do people expect you to do everything? Is that Ogden City? Because you're a nonprofit, so where's the difference between the city and the nonprofit?
Man, that's a good question, and that's something that's always asked. So Ogden City obviously has the Ogden Trails Network, and they do a fantastic job, primarily in Ogden City, obviously. But we try and help. It's a committee formed to support the mayor, and that's what the committee is for. They have some fantastic people on that. That's where I started, is Ogden Trails Network. But we try and help as much as we can. Like we have an agreement with Ogden City, an agreement with the Forest Service, so we just try and do whatever we can, whatever's needed. There are, litter days for sure. That's kind of, and I say low-hanging fruit because maintaining trails isn't just taking a shovel and a rock bar and fixing a hole. I mean, there's absolutely reasons to put in, reverse grades and water bars and everything else. So, we do a lot of maintenance on the trails. But we work with everybody. I mean, I at the end of the day, I mean, your hat says it. It's about the trails, and that's the truth. It's not about credit. It's not about who did what. It's just about keeping the trails in great shape, making sure we're taking care of what needs to be taken care of so people can enjoy it. So it's not about credit for sure.
Not about the credit, but is it about the blame?
We get a lot of that for sure. Yeah, we get a lot of that, and it's okay. When I first started this job, one of my big things I said is when people think about the trails, I want them to think about Trails Foundation. So that comes good and bad, and I knew that going into it that we were going to get that. But what I found is we get blamed or hey, you should do this, you should do that. But I think a lot of times when you talk to people in a conversation, like if we get tagged or posted on social media, I try and reach out to the person individually and say, hey, let's talk, right? Like I don't want to have this typing war or whatever. And it's interesting to see how good things go. Once people understand, like, oh, you're a nonprofit, means you can't, go do what you want. Because I just say, can I come put a horseshoe pit in your backyard? And they're like, no. I'm like, well, why would I work on your property without your permission? So I got to do the same thing. I got to ask the Forest Service, private landowners, power company, whoever owns the land. I got to ask them first. Rainbow Gardens, Bill King, all the people. So we just try and have good relationships. So when the time comes, we just look as we're there to help, right?
Okay, so Weaver Pathways was the initial nonprofit name, and it was started to create a trail up canyon.
Correct. 1995.
95. We have you on often, but what's the update on that? Because that's been it's no longer 1995, and there's still not a trail up the canyon.
You're right.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna leave it.
Okay.
No, just kidding. So no, it's so as you can imagine, I mean, this has gone through since 1995. Weaver Pathways was formed to put a trail up there, but there's people that live up there. Right. And so it was met with some resistance. People.
You're putting horseshoe pits in their backyard.
Right. People look at, interestingly enough, and I try to put myself in other people's shoes. They look at, if you put a trail near my home, you're bringing crime to my house. They're going to come steal my children, my TVs. Crime comes my way, which is the opposite, truly, because you have more people in that area. So it's not like you're going to jump a fence, steal a 70-inch TV, and walk back down to your car. It's pretty obvious.
So I tried to. Tristan, you'll enjoy this. Years ago in the terrace, they tore down the old fire station, and they had a city meeting. And they're like, what should we put? What should we do with this area in the fire station? So I went to the city meeting in Washington Terrace because I grew up there, and I said, yeah, I should put a skate park in there. And they laughed me out. It brings all the hooligans, all the troublemakers, blah, blah, blah. Well, this was like early 2000s or something, Well, now they're everywhere.
Yeah.
Right now, all the cities are clamoring. Well, it's still just grass over there. They never did anything with it. It's just
wasted space.
Wasted space. And so where do the skaters go? Anywhere they can.
Yeah.
Well, wasted space is where the hooligans go.
Is where they
right?
Yeah,
because they can go and not no one's
True.
going to look at them.
Yeah.
So, and that's with the canyon. So I tip my hat to Ogden City. They've really revitalized the project just within the last couple of years. They built the trail from 12th Street up to just short of the waterfall because of funding, so you can get to that far. Now the next phase will go from there past the waterfall. There'll be a new water line and 2 new bridges put in.
Wait, time out. You just walk through the waterfall? How do you?
You'll be on the side. You'll look at it.
Okay.
If it's a man-made waterfall, I like to tell people that because people get really excited about it. But there's
Love
a pipe.
that.
There's a pipe coming down that dumps water, right? But you'll be along the road, right on the other side of the road, and kind of where it looks like it would naturally go in front of the waterfall. This next phase is going to be multi-million dollars, and it's.
I'm just disappointed we can't crack the joke because they crack it in Disneyland, the river cruise ride, and then it takes you on the backside of the waterfall, and then you always crack the joke. Look, it's the 8th wonder of the world. It's the backside of water. Because you're on the backside. Tristan thought it was funny.
I thought it was great.
Have you've been on that? It's the funniest dad
Jungle
joke.
Cruise.
I love the Jungle Cruise. Yeah. Oh my god,
I've
it's
been on
dad
it,
jokes
yeah.
all the time.
Seen the movie.
Yeah, the movie's actually really good.
It is pretty good.
And I'm not a huge Rock fan, but I think he's good in that part where he
like
can
The
just
Rock.
be goofy. So
I like The Rock.
Do you like the Fast and Furious Rock?
I like The Rock.
Okay. Yeah.
That's 2 different rocks.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
I like them both.
You like them both?
Yeah.
I like Game Day Rock. Back in
I
the
didn't see
day.
Game Day Rock.
Yeah, that's a good kid.
Don't know Game Day Rock.
He does. So we're not going behind the waterfall.
No,
That's the end of that. All right.
unfortunately, no.
Okay.
But that's the next phase. I mean, to put it in perspective, if you want to go now and say we're going to build a trail from where it ends to Wheeler Creek, which is the top, you're $20+ million.
Holy shit. That's crazy.
It is. No, that's the truth.
That's
but
how
people
much
don't
it costs
see
to
that.
make a trail?
Well, to get what you need, you got engineering. There's studies that need to be done. I mean, that's the tricky part. It's not building so much; it's the engineering. Some trails need NEPA studies to make
And then
sure
you
it's
got to
environmentally
pay
safe.
somebody at the city.
What are NEPA studies?
That was an inside joke.
I let that one slide.
Yeah.
I'm not touching that one. That's the trailer here on the Monarch that's saying that.
No, but I am curious about permitting and stuff like that.
It's a big deal because you look at it like what we're looking at now with the road having problems. UDOT definitely, it's an advantage to have a trail all the way to Wheeler Creek. UDOT does not like.
so it's beneficial to them.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, you can get people up and down the canyon,
Yeah.
right? I mean, if you built the trail up Ogden Canyon, you literally are in world-class territory.
Yeah.
You can connect so many things safely. You could do fun things for families.
Wait, so it's on the south side? I always thought it was on the north
It's
side.
on the waterfall side.
That's the north side.
That's the north side.
Yeah.
Okay,
I never said.
okay.
I said the waterfall side.
But
we're not going
but
behind
opposite
it.
the waterfall. Yeah, not behind it, but
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So it's going to go all the way up that side, and then at some point it would have to cross either under the road to Wheeler, right? And then you get to the dam, and that's Homeland Security. They're hard to get a hold of on purpose. Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
So that sort of ties into my thoughts. And so obviously Ogden does a great job with its trails, but it's not the only city in the country that does a great job with its trails.
Yeah.
And so where do you look to for kind of inspiration on that? Because you really should. I mean, I'm sure you do. And especially the locations that maybe are similar-ish to Ogden, but regardless of just like places that are doing it right.
Colorado, a lot of towns in Colorado are doing a fantastic job of it.
And why is it? How is that? I mean, is it doesn't all have to do with money, or does it?
A lot of it, honestly, has to do with planning. And I don't, because now you're seeing communities and places built with trail centric, right? Like right now, this is built. Ogden Canyon's done. So now you've got to put a trail there, right? But a lot of communities now are built with, okay, before we build, where could we put a trail?
Was that originally a rail up Ogden Canyon?
Yeah, there's a rail. There was a rail line there. Yeah. Yep.
So they weren't thinking the trail at the time.
No.
Rails to Trails is definitely a popular
Rails to
angle.
Trails. Yeah.
Yeah, that's an organization. Rails to Trails Conservatory. Yeah. Conservancy, sorry.
Conservancy.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, it's a legacy project. I mean, I would love to say to be done in my lifetime, but who knows? I mean, it's definitely a money situation more than anything. And then you still have landowners up the canyon that's not what they want to do. You know, it's
So you just have to wait for them to not be landowners, or how do you?
you know,
Done with you.
there's so the idea is putting me in a bad spot here. I didn't know we were doing this.
Well, this is what I mean. I'm just curious. This is public. This is what I would ask you.
Yeah, no, and
yeah.
it's knowledge. You could look it up, but I mean, so what Ogden City's trying to do is Ogden City has a water line that goes all the way up the canyon.
Yeah.
So their thought is
It's way up there, though.
We will no, it's down low.
Oh, it is?
Water
So what's the one
line.
that's up
That's
high?
a pipe. It's just a pipe. Yeah, that's a water slide.
Totally different. Okay.
You got to have the secret knock to get in.
Okay,
But
okay.
there's a water line that goes all the way up the canyon.
Okay.
And so their thought is they replaced the water line a couple years ago,
Mm-hmm.
which kind of made people think there was a trail going there. And that's the thought is, well, we own the property above the water line, so we could just put a trail up there. So that's kind of the thought process. So, you know, there's people that have bought homes that know that's our property. And it's like, well, no, it's the city's because we own the land above our water line that gives you water to your place. So it's super tricky. Let me just say it's super tricky. We're here to support, and that's what we're going to do.
That's wild. Sounds like a lot of convincing. Like you have to like convince people to be like, hey, this is a good idea.
And why would
true.
it be good for someone living in the canyon?
Well, I mean, I think personally, you're in the canyon, so you like being outside maybe, the views.
Yeah,
you got
I would hope.
you have some active transportation through there.
Yeah.
Right? Like how cool would it be to come home after a long day of work, walk outside and walk down a trail in the mountains with your dog or your family or to cool down or to wind down. I mean, I do it every day by my house, but I'm not in the canyon. So, you know, I mean, land value, Weber State did a study years ago that says, you know, if there's the closer you are to a trailhead, the property value goes up.
Yep, I was just going to say that.
Oh, really?
Really?
Just think about it. Yeah. No, I mean, I think that especially in those canyon homes, I'm sure that would affect the
No, I think they live there because they
the-
don't want to be next to the trailhead. They want to be in the canyon away from the trail. Like they're
They don't
in the
want people-
canyon.
they
Yeah,
don't
they don't
want
want the
people in
people.
their
cars
backyard.
constantly.
Yeah, you got-
I think that
Do you think it's there for privacy? I don't know.
I mean, you could think about it. You could do the Ogden Marathon down the canyon trail. You don't have to shut the canyon down if you wanted to, and you're still going through the canyon safely. I mean, there's a lot of pluses to it. River access.
So would it be paved?
There's talks. It would most likely would be for
like
sure.
a bike path almost.
Yep, and that's the thought.
Oh,
that's
wow.
what a lot of these towns do. Is they do like you go to a lot of like Colorado does it, Flagstaff does it, Sun Valley does it, Bend does it. A lot of these towns we like to compare ourselves with as an outdoor town. They've already done this stuff. I mean, like, you know, Todd made a great point. It's been done, right? And it's just trying to pick brains of people that have done it and how did you do it? And I think a lot of times, a lot of these other towns, honestly, it's just the people that live there. We've seen a huge change in Ogden City in the past 10 years, the people that are here. So that's the hope, right? Is more people come in that are art, outdoors. It kind of fits more in their wheelhouse, right?
Oh, there's a podcast for that somewhere.
I've heard about it. Yeah.
We'll have to get somebody who knows what they're talking about on the show.
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
You also have a podcast, Trail Manners.
Yes, I do. Yeah.
How's it going?
Good. How are you doing?
You're back.
Good. How are you doing?
And you started one for Trails Foundation.
We did. Yeah. And that one's just more about letting people know of trail closures, what we're doing as an organization.
Yeah.
I
think every nonprofit should have a podcast because it's almost, it can act like a FAQ page, sort of,
It's
for you.
It's closer to real-time stuff than print, right?
Wild to think that.
Right?
Yeah.
It's true, right? And then you've got obviously social media. Not everybody's on it. So it's just another platform. I mean, if you're doing print, you're doing social media, you're doing a website, a lot of people listen to podcasts.
Yeah.
As you know. I mean, your show just kills it. Yeah.
So do you you email it out too in your, link it out?
Yeah,
stuff? Okay.
we link it out. We're on all the platforms, and it's in the infancy stages still. But we're trying to do a lot of it too, based on education and people on the trails, how to get along. It's not like long stuff. We have guests on at times, or we talk about National Trails Day that's coming up, or Earth Day, or events we do, just to let people know a little bit more of what we're doing.
What's the name of that? Is it your organization?
It's just Trails Foundation. It's About the Trails podcast. Yeah, just like his hat. It's about it. It is about the trails. It's about the trails.
It should say
everything.
Podcast on here somewhere.
There's a logo somewhere. With podcast. Yeah,
you are pretty good at branding, by the way.
we try. We got some new stuff coming out. I'm excited about, but we try. I mean, it's fun. It's just fun.
What's the hardest thing about your job?
Just this.
Interviews.
Talking to you.
Interviews.
Being
when
here.
people put you
Eric's
on
so
the
good
spot.
at this. He could do this for hours.
No, toughest part of my job. I just wish more people would take the time to get to know what they do with trails.
What do you mean?
If you're going to ski Snow Basin for the first time, you're probably going to look at the runs, right? Like what's good? What should I be on? When you go somewhere, I think when people go on the trails, they just go, there's dirt, I'm going to go on it. They don't know where they're going. I just think it's more just education. The hardest part is getting people to understand that, I don't know, even though they're there, I mean, they're not free, right?
Well, yes, and Ogden has some of the best accessibility in maybe the world as far as getting to the trails. And so you can literally go from your house to a trail. Is that accessibility? Because that's what was the nature quote earlier? It's Mother Nature, man, or whatever you said.
It's Mother Nature, man.
Yeah, it's Mother Nature, man.
So, which comes with some inherent things that we need to be aware of. Some danger. There was a mountain lion on the trail this morning, but because we're so close to the town, do people forget about that?
Absolutely. I mean, I do, right? I would spend many hours and days on the trail, but sometimes you kind of forget how fortunate you are to be there. But there's rattlesnakes, mountain lions, moose, bear. There's black bear up here, right? Like we've seen them in Wheeler. We've seen them. They're there. And there's a lot of inherent dangers. Water is a great example right now. I mean, water's a big one. You've got rocks. I mean, little rumbles. We had an earthquake last year, just little stuff. Rocks can come down. There's absolutely dangers out there for sure that people take for granted. People go out, walk friends 3 across on single track trail thinking, why are people trying to get by me?
Totally normal.
Yeah, I mean, it's usage, right? Like trails are made for bikes and horses, and it depends on where you're at, right? Just different things. So I don't know. Toughest part is just absolutely just the education component, just wishing you could get to everybody.
They can go to your website, right?
Yep.
And get a lot of the information there. Anywhere else you'd suggest people go?
No.
I think that's fair.
No,
Nowhere else.
Go to our website.
Control the information. man.
Oh yeah.
You know, I mean, there's information all out there. To
Is,
be honest with you.
everywhere else fake news?
Most of it.
Oh, that's what I thought.
Most of it, or they change stuff,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
and
yeah.
make it for them.
Yeah,
Brand it.
What the
You know?
truth, go there.
No, I mean, there's a lot of information out there, to be honest with you. But I think what people need to realize is there's a lot of information that's very geographic centric. You know, like, you know, people don't understand. Like, even here, you're supposed to stay on the trail, right? You go down south, they don't want you off trail because there's microorganisms that are 1 billion years old and people don't care. They walk off trail. Same thing here. You got to protect the environment. Trails are built for a reason, to stay on them. Don't always go scrambling off trail and think it's okay, because it's not. It's the same thing. If I come to your house and you got a pathway in your yard and I jump off the side on your grass, you're going to be pissy.
Okay, so I got a question that ties
Okay.
into all this real
Yes.
quick, and this is a question for all of us.
Okay.
Oh, I
Right.
love when he does
love
this,
it.
man. He does this
But this
good.
is tied in, though. This is tied in, and you've already addressed it. But this gives you a chance to think of something else. Is I would like to know, and I'll start with you, Brandon. Your biggest pet peeve about people who use the trails, like when you're on the trails, right? Or I can start. I guess I could start first.
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
So definitely probably the biggest pet peeve with me. And you know, I'm an animal lover, but it's just off leash dogs is like my biggest pet peeve. I
Even if
and
they
I don't
behave.
and I don't mean dogs that are, because your dog is always the perfect dog. Like you have the
Yeah.
perfect dog that has never been on a leash. My perfect dog is always perfect, right?
love that.
And there's plenty of those in Ogden. I mean, probably 98% of dog owners think that their dog is perfect, right? But it infuriates me because the other dogs, you know, the other people, the other kids, like you're assuming that you know exactly what everyone else is thinking, right? Like, and so it has always irked me. It irks me in the neighborhoods sometimes when, you know, people just walking through the neighborhoods and
I saw a
off-leash
lady
dogs.
on Washington Boulevard yesterday. Well, I saw a dog first.
Yeah.
Little dog walking just along Washington Boulevard with the leash dragging behind it, and then another
man.
dog with the leash dragging behind it. And I'm like, well, these two, where's the owner? Well, there's the owner like a half a block away just walking with the dog.
because their dogs are perfect.
The dogs are
they're
perfect.
great. They know exactly what they're going to think or see. They know when they see like a cat, they're just going to be like, I'm going to repress all my dog, everything
I'm not
that
going
I
to be
know.
a dog right now.
I'm not going to chase after this thing. I'm not going to knock over a little kid. Yeah.
Yeah,
anyway,
that's wild.
mine.
All right, my biggest pet peeve are assholes on the trail.
Well, you got to be more specific.
Yeah,
than
what's
that.
an asshole on the trail?
I don't like. I mean, I'm probably a little too nice. I say hi to everybody, you know, like, hey, how's it going? But if they don't even look at you, or they got the earbuds in and they're like super serious and they pass you, and I'm like, dude, what the hell is this dude?
Maybe he's
We're
on a
in
mission,
nature or
dude.
whatever. Or I just
What if he's dealing with some life shit?
don't. Maybe. I don't turn around and find out, right? But I do like to say hi to most people, and when they don't reciprocate or they just pass you and they're all grumpy and stuff, I'm like, why the hell are you even out here?
You know
Yeah,
what?
it
a
is true.
nod is so very easy. Just
Yeah,
a
you
nod.
just like
Just
wave,
nod.
like, hey, yeah, what's up?
Yeah, Tristan.
It goes with drivers too. Little
My pet peeve?
Yeah.
Ooh. Dude, okay, I hate when people, it's kind of like the music thing, when they're just like walking with just blasting music out of
Ugh.
their backpack. This is the worst thing in the world. You're just like walking
Yeah.
down and you're just like, I mean, I get it. You're out here, you know, you're doing your thing, but like when you see people, like turn that shit down. Like I don't want to hear your fucking rap music. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I just think
That's
it's,
a- you know
I
what,
think
it's
it's
a good
stupid.
call.
I
What
think
if they're
it's
on the
annoying.
phone, like on speakerphone? Talking
Oh,
to
that's the
someone?
same thing. It's just like, to me, it's just really disrespectful. And I think that when you go out to like go hike on a trail, I mean, everyone has their own thing. If you want to listen to music, but it's the same thing. Like when I see people snowboarding and they're just blasting music out of their backpack, I'm like, you're a fucking douche.
Yeah, I agree.
So
Like,
I hate to be
that's
so
a good
harsh,
one.
but I think it's
No,
kind
that's a good
of
one.
dumb. It's like, just put your headphones on. No one wants to hear your shitty ass music.
No, his music is
So.
the best music.
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah, yeah. So I think
like they need to
that's
get some
probably my
trail
biggest
manners.
pet peeve.
That's what they need.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think that people that are assholes too, that don't say, like, you're like walking, you're like, hey, what's up? And they're just like, and then you're just like, cool, man. Glad we said hi.
We had this moment. I felt it.
I really feel connected to you in this trail in nature.
Yeah.
Isn't it a beautiful day out here?
Plus, it's good to know that you were the last person who saw me alive.
Yeah, yeah,
Was
yeah.
this guy who gave you like this.
Yeah, yeah.
Has no idea what
And
I'm
then
wearing, what
yeah,
I look
exactly.
like, how tall I am.
I go
or even
missing,
what
you go
time.
missing. That guy's like, I never saw him.
Yep.
I only saw this dude try and say hi to me, but I
I don't even know what he looks like. Dude's a dick.
I think about these things. That could be the last person that saw you. And they're just
Yeah.
like, not even paying any.
There's a dude who got lost in Glacier, just like a week ago, and they found him alive.
Yeah, well,
It's crazy.
Good happy ending.
Did he
Like,
give you a head nod?
No, well, I didn't. I wasn't there, but I'm sure he gave the Bears head nods. So
All right, Aric.
Oh man, how long's this show?
And it's-
No, to be honest with you, it's hard for me because I've always been a trail user first. Like that's what I do, and now that I have this role of, in the trail world,
wait. You're in the trail world.
yeah,
trail
That's
world.
so cool.
yeah, that's my
Yeah, like now that I have this role in the trail world, like there's this group, like a trail, like dude, how do we get in the trail world?
He's
and
the
who do you
king.
know? This is yeah,
You
like
got to know the head.
like
nod.
if you see the movie, what's the Mario Brothers, and they go into the other world and they pop up in Mario Land, and it's so
Haven't
cool.
seen
Like
it.
you're in the
Rock- is
trail
the rock
world.
in it?
Yeah, no,
Oh, I didn't see that.
no.
Is the Rocket? I only watch any movie with the Rock.
Only The
Anything else
Rock.
sucks.
He's Zen.
now that's very political of you, but I think that going back though, pre your work with all of these organizations, think then like what something that obviously you have. I love the idea of your show being called Trail Manners, right?
That's my
in
nickname.
all sense, yeah.
I love that.
Well, it's your last name, Manning.
No, Manning. My
Yeah.
nickname from college was Manners, and then
Manners.
yeah,
Yeah,
everybody knows me as Manners. If someone
Yeah.
says Manners, they're old soccer buddies
Yeah.
first.
right.
Honestly,
First,
at first, yeah. It is a tough one because it's not like there's one thing that completely stands out. I really wish that, a lot of what everybody says here, I just wish people would go to the trails understanding that there's a lot of different types of people out there,
Oh, that's a good idea.
right? Like,
Yeah, true.
you go out there for whatever your reason is, whether it's a runner, a biker, like get some cheers. No, but it's true because you guys mentioned earlier, it's like, what if that person's having a bad day?
Yeah, true.
Because there's people that say, it's for my mental health, right?
Yeah,
I hear people say that all the time, or to get away. I just wish people would go out understanding that, when you see somebody out there, they're out there for their reason, not your reason. So,
Well put.
But along what you guys said, I love when I say hi to every single person on the trail, every single one
Does
of them.
not surprise me at all.
And it's usually like, oh man, have a good day, have a good ride, or whatever. I get out of the way of 98% of the people on the trail, even though I don't have to.
Yeah.
And a lot of it doesn't affect me, it doesn't hurt me, but I just don't want people to leave the trail saying I was on the trails for 2 hours, but I had a 10-second bad interaction, and that's the part you remember out of 2 hours, right? So it's like if you go out there, just be a good person. If everybody did that, it'd be killer.
Well said.
Right? So that's it. It's not like one thing that bothers me. I just wish people would just be good people. I guess that's what it is. And I know that's stupid. That's like
I don't think that's stupid.
I think it's like the a world peace type thing, but
I think that like what you said too kind of puts us all in check.
No,
Tristan's like,
but
oh, I've been
but
a
the
jerk
thing is-
lately.
no, but the thing is, like, at the end of the day, if someone's listening to music on the trail and that's their thing,
but
whatever, you know. What I mean?
no, but at the same time, they need to understand.
Yeah,
that
yeah, they
there's
can
people
find
that don't
respect,
like
you know
that.
what I mean?
Yeah. So I think it's just
So-
like going out there saying, all right, like I don't like that. I don't like
Yeah.
when people have speakers on their backpack because that's not why I'm there. If you want to listen
Right,
to music,
right, yeah.
you can get earbuds on Amazon for super cheap right now. I'm
Yeah.
sure, right?
Check it out.
Knockoff.
Link in the bio.
But just on the Banyan, it's an affiliate. You got an affiliate.
Oh, so many affiliates. Yeah.
No, but just be good, man. Like just be good. Even if you're having a bad day, someone says hi. Doesn't do head nod.
Yeah,
them. Does that
for
take
real.
any energy?
No.
Anybody else says, "Hey, how you doing?" You just nod your head.
Yeah.
It doesn't ruin my day.
I do think some people are pretty shy too.
Yeah,
They're
absolutely.
not like we're all outgoing. I feel like, and
I'm
some
not.
people, when you say hi to them, they're just like, I don't know what to do. You know, what I
and
mean?
I
Just
totally
like out of their
respect
comfort
that.
zone. you
Even
know?
just a little nod. That's
Yeah.
all it's-
I mean, people say hi to me sometimes. I get nervous. I pee a little.
Yeah, I know. You get
You
scared.
know what I mean? You get scared.
Hey, oh shit!
I know. That's what I do. I'm like, dang it, you got me. You got
Damn.
me.
Pissed my pants a little bit. I'm already 3 beers deep. 1 mile in.
But so here, I think I've said this on the show before, so I apologize.
I'm gonna
but
fix this camera while you're
think
talking.
about it. You go to a grocery
up.
store. Go to a grocery store and see how many people say hi to you as you're walking down an aisle. And
Yeah.
then go to the trails and see, and it's totally different on the trails. When you're out on the trails, I still think there's a higher percentage of, I'll say, friendly people than anywhere else,
True.
right? For the most part, on
100%
percentage
true.
wise.
Most people are out there for the exact same reason, just to get
man.
away,
I thought
but
it
to
was-
enjoy and to like shut like life off. You know, like everyone has their shit, and getting out in nature is kind of like a reset. You know,
That's perfect. So that's what he said it perfectly. They're out there for their own reasons, but we might do something differently, whether you're biking, running, walking, whatever, but you're out there mainly for the same reasons, to get away, right?
yeah, for sure. World has too much shit going on in it, so if you can have that like little moment of peace during your week or during your day, it's like totally worth it.
Todd, you always ask the best questions.
Yeah, just keep an eye on your freaking dogs too.
Honestly, though,
I love dogs.
Yeah, I think what we've come to, like the
Consensus?
the consensus
Did we
that
solve it?
if you don't keep a dog on a leash, you're a dick.
There's plenty of places you can keep a dog off a leash. I mean,
Yeah, like a
I
dog
think
park.
they even use those words, off leash areas.
We're
Off leash area.
It would be nice, honestly, if we did have some of those, because there was an article published in Outside Magazine on why dogs should be off leash in the mountains.
Oh, and I don't.
Should be.
I probably don't disagree
Yeah.
on that.
What's
Well-
what's the reason why? They
Well,
should
one
be
of the
off leash?
reasons, and they probably covered it, is my dog had a leash on and got away from me, and the moose came and tried to chase the moose, but then the leash got caught on a rock, and then
Oh,
he was a
shit.
sitting duck, and the moose was going to take him out.
That is gnarly.
Well, and you have leashes, like if you're walking around a corner, mountain bike comes real fast.
oh,
I mean, there's a reason why people do it, for sure, right? But there's also a reason why people shouldn't do it, right? You have to know, like, you could say that. I've had problems with children on trails, right? That just are rambunctious, running all
They're on
over.
leashes?
They're
Leash
not
the
on
kids
leashes,
as well.
right?
Leash the kids as well.
No,
That's
that's
what
what I'm
leash 'em.
saying. That's what I'm saying. Like my dog,
those breakaway leashes.
leash your
Fine.
kids.
Breakaway leash.
my dog is probably better behaved than my kids were at the same age, right?
Same age. Yeah.
Right? No, I'm serious. So
I believe that 100%. I did Arts in the Parks, that summer program, and so we would have daycares that would drop off a bunch of kids. And there was one time I saw, I think it was 16. It was a group of 16, and they were all leashed. It was one solid, like, dog sled harness situation.
For kids?
16 of them were all attached to a central line.
One kid, like all
was-
kids?
Yeah. There
That's
were,
hilarious.
And then there was one. There might have been two kind of controlling the mass. It was-
Imagine if
it
all
was
of them
great.
just decided to run at once.
Yeah, or different directions, or all fall down.
That would be a crazy scene. I need to like.
that would
that's
be a
nuts.
TikTok video.
Yeah, like that needs to be documented.
I should have.
Yeah, you should have.
absolutely
Where was
should
your
have.
phone?
Yeah, it's like I was working and not taking pictures.
Damn it.
But speaking of somebody who takes pictures all the time,
Transition.
Todd,
What?
okay.
Dang.
Professional.
I know why he's here.
Only-
I don't know why Brandon's here.
Speaking of,
he pushes the record.
hey, do we have any
button.
more?
I know why he's
Yeah.
I
here.
push all these buttons.
Do we have any
over
more
here.
brews?
He just
Yes,
pushes
but go
Now's
get
a good
one.
time.
Oh, go
I
get
told
one.
you to
Now's
grab
the
a
time.
roadie, but
I did grab. I drank both. Of them.
I can't
be right
imagine.
back.
You could not do this show without Todd.
no, I've tried. Well, you're a backup.
Yeah, that's never happened.
Shane's a backup, and Case is a backup. So
Yeah.
we got some backups, but you can't replace Todd.
No,
That's it.
I mean, he's ran this show today.
Yeah.
All the good parts have come when he says everybody, and
"I got a
everybody,
question."
We'll
everybody
edit
goes.
out the rest. Yeah.
So it's funny you say that because when we started the radio show, I'm like, listen, I can read notes, I can run a show, I can keep us in order, but I need that person that is witty and funny and
Has a personality.
has a personality,
Need that, yeah.
you know, and can push it or whatever. And I'm
And
like,
they quit.
and then,
Then you got Todd.
well, I wasn't going to bring that up. However,
I just said how awesome he was. Come on.
no,
Todd's
it's
a great guy.
It's nice to have a backup.
No. Well, every time he opens his mouth, it goes silent. And
Yeah, everyone-
we
we
just
all wanna
stare and
listen
look
to
at
you.
him like, uh-oh.
He's a man of wise words. I got this one for our boys at Ogden Avalanche. I'm gonna crack it for him. Is that all
Yeah,
right?
let's see what
raise
it
the beer.
sounds like.
Raise the beer.
There's a high bar here to this sound.
Good as Todd's.
That was pretty good. It was.
I don't
the
know if it
after.
sounded
was the
as
after
good.
pop.
It was crisper.
But
That sounded good.
I normally shake my beers and then pop them.
Go grab another.
So
Grab it.
I just didn't want to have the phone.
I appreciate you
everywhere.
being respectful of the studio.
Of Band
Yeah,
One.
yeah.
Yeah,
Band
he
One.
respects Band One.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Thanks, Roosters, for the deep slab.
it's way good.
And the elevation.
Yeah. How many beers deep are we collectively?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
had-
8 or 9.
This is my first and it's half gone.
That's a lot.
Okay.
I feel bad. I'm on my third. since I
No,
got
that's
here.
right. That's right.
We know you drink a lot, so it's fine.
You've been out in the sun all day.
You've loved beer for quite some time.
A long time, yeah. I love beer.
Somewhere between
nothing
the
wrong with
amateur to like you're right in the even above that.
I'm right in there somewhere with.
What was your
love of
first beer? Do you remember?
Yeah, dude. It was I think what is it? Is it Tecate? Right?
Yeah.
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 No,
it's a
I
beer
think
to
like that was like my first like one. When I was like, I don't know, I didn't even drink till I was 20. So
I thought you were going to say
Well, it's
7.
not legal till you're 21, Tristan.
well, yeah, but break rules. But I didn't like. I was like, I'm not really into it. And then like, the first beer I got drunk off was Tecate.
Okay.
Yeah.
You need like 19
And
of
it
those.
took a bunch, but unless
It took
it's just start.
Well,
you
it
just
was
start-
it was like, yeah, and I just remember laying out my friend's porch, just like, what the hell just happened? I'm so wasted.
Tecate.
But that was just us partying. But yeah, I don't know. I like beer. It's
Mine
good.
is worse than that. I think my first beer that I
You remember? You remember it?
No, I mean I don't remember the first ones. I remember the first ones where I
don't remember
pay
the first
attention, where I paid attention when I
Yeah.
was drinking. It was Zima.
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 I don't even know
Does
what
anybody
that
know what
is.
Zima is?
Yes.
Is that a beer, though?
no.
I think it's a
it's
malt.
n-
Isn't it a malt
Sounds
beverage?
like a
It's not-
vitamin
liquid
or like
or
something
No,
wrong.
it's not a
Something you
beer.
should
I don't know what it falls into the category.
It's
of,
like a
but it's sold as a
pre-seltzer.
beer and it's sold with beer. And
Yeah,
in my head, it was
it's sold
it
by
was
the
still
alcohol.
A beer. Yeah,
Was it the cream of the crop?
no, it was
Nah.
garbage. Garbage.
Have you ever had Beer 30? The one that's in like a purple can. I don't think it's around anymore, but
No, but I
that
want
shit
that.
sucked, dude.
Oh,
But you could buy a
I don't want
30
that.
and for like $10. And it was,
Yeah, that's a
ooh.
sign. That's a red flag.
But when you're in college, it's a good time.
Red flag, good or bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brandon posted. Did you post something about your Goldschlager the other day?
Yes.
Talk about garbage alcohol.
Yeah, that was a flashback, but it was true.
Bits of gold.
We would go to the club and
Bits
order
of gold.
order a shot of Goldschlager and think we were cool.
Ballers.
So baller because it had flakes of gold in it because you could
Yeah.
dig it out of your system later and
So sick.
sell it or something. I don't know.
Yeah, you
I'm
mine
not
for
really sure
it
how
later.
that works.
How do you mine for that?
You
You collect it for a while.
It's a
Let it
little
dry
pan.
out, you know?
It's the little pan.
There's ways.
What do you
Like
do,
a
put a strainer in
prospector.
your toilet
Like a
seat?
prospector. With
Yeah,
like
they're
a prospector
prospecting.
hat.
Yes,
you
yeah,
gotta
what you're doing. You're out there. You're prospecting for gold. That's good shit.
I'm telling you what, if you visited the club restrooms afterwards with a little prospecting hat and a little thing, gold all over.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
People would be like, what are you doing? I'd be like, don't worry about it. Finding my way. Finding my way in this world.
Mining for nuggets.
Oh, mining for nuggets,
That wasn't
dude.
bad. That was an orange IPA. Thanks, Rooster.
Mining for nuggets should be an Instagram name for a marijuana brand.
No, I think that's a band.
Mining for Nuggets? Is
Mining
a
for
band?
Nuggets is a band. Did you guys see those guys the other night? Mining for Nuggets?
No, you're playing it up.
You're totally
They
messing
opened.
with us.
You're such a
They
liar,
opened
bro.
what? They opened what?
Like, I believe you
Your dad
until
joke
you were
book.
like, they opened the other night. You should have seen them.
No, I'm saying it should be a band. Mining for Nuggets is a band name.
It's a band name, yeah.
But
Yeah.
not one currently.
No, sorry. I didn't mean to
Okay.
mislead.
Yeah.
That was
You
my-
misled all of us.
Oh, yeah, on purpose.
Next up,
purpose.
Mining for Nuggets. Thank
Yeah.
you, Chicago.
Which you like music.
Love
What's your
music.
favorite band right now? Tristan the photographer?
Right now, dude. Well, okay, my all-time favorite band is Under Oath. I love metal
And
music.
is that a Christian rock band?
Like they were when they started. Yeah, and they don't. I don't know if identify is the right word, but they don't like go by that anymore because there's like some dudes that are Christian, some dudes that aren't. In the band, they just make music, and it's metal and heavy and really sweet. But if you like don't like too heavy, it's like a good one to get into because they're kind of like their old newer stuff. Well, their oldest stuff is like really heavy, and then like right in the middle, it's kind of like screamo singing, and then it gets heavier again. So, to find the great line, Under Oath, best album. Super good.
I wouldn't know.
No, you wouldn't
Look
know.
it up now, though.
Under
It's
Oath, yeah.
oh man, it's so.
I feel like I can picture their logo. That's the furthest I can go. Right now.
Dude, the drummer, he lives in Salt Lake, so it's kind of wild. And they
Do
like,
you want to do a band sessions?
I don't know,
Ooh.
I don't know him personally,
Yet.
but dude, you know what's
Yeah.
whack? They've been on tour a couple times, like 3 times in the past like year. They've announced a tour and they've skipped Salt Lake each time.
But they're from Salt Lake.
But
They're from
the
here.
drummer lives in Salt Lake, like down.
They're not
like,
based in
Manhattan.
Salt Lake.
No, but I'm like, dude, why are you skipping Salt Lake? Come on, guys.
Maybe because he doesn't want people to know. Maybe there's a really nice neighborhood.
Yeah, maybe he's over it. It's like Salt Lake fans suck.
Maybe
I'm like,
he's-
I don't. I'm here.
Maybe he has trails that are too close to his house. He's worried
Yeah,
about people coming
yeah,
in.
that's probably what it is. He's worried about crime.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna
Yeah,
steal
we tie
my
all this in
TV,
together.
dude.
Todd can.
God
just-
forbid there's a
Todd's
trail.
a mix
He
master.
is the mix master. Yeah.
Certain shows, 1 out of 4 shows, I listen the entire time.
I love that.
There are shows where we forget Todd's even
What?
here, but yeah,
He's a good listener.
which makes for being a good podcaster.
Damn.
True.
For those who don't know, Tristan is here, and I consider him
Oh, yes. Why is this guy here?
a friend. He's a professional photographer now, but when I
Aw.
first met him, he was a professional student up at Weber State University.
Appreciate you.
Before that, he was a panhandler on what street was it that I saw you?
Goldschlager Avenue.
Remember?
What?
I want to take it all the way back.
Oh, geez, yeah. No.
I remember how you looked the first time I saw you, and I had questions.
Wow.
What did I look
Wow.
like?
Dude, you was very unkempt.
Just yeah,
Like in a good way.
I was
You were
pretty unkempt.
unkempt.
Oh, it was the beard.
I'm not gonna lie. Like hey, what's up, dog? I don't know who that is.
Harrison's here.
There was
He just
definitely a
left.
time that I kind of
I loved your
I just
look,
like
but I
let
had
my hair
questions.
grow,
Yeah,
my
it gave
beard
me
grows.
questions.
It's like whatever. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm like,
people,
what's this guy look like under all
yeah,
that?
people are like, dude, you kind of look a little homeless. And I was like, well, such is life.
Such as
You know what I mean?
Well, to me, it was just like this guy's got some stories. That's what I thought.
I
You look
love
like
that.
you were in
This
a
guy's got some
band.
Stories.
He's got some stories.
Yeah,
He's
this is
lived
what
a
I thought.
life. I'll take it. It's funny like what other people think of you.
Yeah,
It's
well,
always like a funny thing.
for,
like,
for
think
me,
about.
it was more of a interest. It was more.
Yeah, yeah.
interested.
Well, like the impression that you give, you know what I mean? Like you don't know what people think of you when they first see you, and you're like,
Oh, yeah.
Wonder what impression I gave to them.
Yeah,
you know?
first impression.
Good or
is a real
bad.
thing.
So, whatever.
Do you want to talk about photography?
Yeah, we can talk about whatever you want.
Okay.
I don't even know what we're talking about. I'm just here to party.
We're here to drink the beer.
You said, hey man, you want to come on the podcast? I said, yeah. What were you talking about? And then you're like, I'm gonna keep that a secret.
Well, yeah, I kind of gave you a little bit of hint.
Yeah,
but,
yeah, a little bit.
But
Let's go back to where Travis crossed over with the Banyan for the first time, because this is not the first time you have sat with us behind a mic.
well, no, we had him at a beer fest that we didn't
Yeah.
never made the air because we were both shit faced up at Snowbank.
Wasn't
Hey,
there
man,
another
don't put me on that.
podcast? Didn't we? have you
No,
on
we
another
did with
podcast?
Dojo too. And remember, I had to leave early.
Oh my god, that was the best. Okay, so
You
we
left early because you were
Yeah.
you had
Dude, super.
do.
I was so
Yeah.
stressed because I was sitting right here, and I remember it was like 4 days before the premiere, and we still hadn't.
Oh, we had the van at the time.
Yeah, and we still hadn't had the we hadn't
The premiere
had
of
Dojo,
which is
a snowboard film that
you made, you filmed, you.
Well, we all collectively. There's a group of us that filmed it. I edited it.
Okay.
It's a group project. It wasn't just me. It was like a whole. There's 4 of us, and there's like we all played a part in some way or shape or form. But I did all the editing or most of the editing, you know. And then we'd get together and they'd like give critiques on like this flows, this doesn't flow, and then I'd go back in, change some things. But
A group of about 4 of you.
yeah. Me, Micah, Cody, and Chase were the main ones. Bryden would have been there, but he was filming other projects with other snowboarders at the time. And but I remember being here and I was so stressed because we were like 4 days before the premiere and the DVD wasn't done, and we were selling DVDs because we're like, we're not going to put this online. It's going to be DVD only because we want to bring people together and have an experience and like show the premiere. And we were just running into so many problems getting it like software issues and whatever. And
What were you editing on then?
I edited everything on Final Cut. So I still
You had like a MacBook Pro. Like
yeah. I edited on a MacBook Pro and was using Final Cut Pro 10. And I still use Final Cut Pro 10. I mean, I like a lot of people use Premiere or like DaVinci, but like honestly, like it's all 6s. Like if you want to edit and you know what you're doing, and you're comfortable with the program, like just use what you know.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I'm
yeah,
not questioning your choice for using DVDs, but just hear me out.
Yeah.
Right.
yeah.
And you may have cracked the code on, the issues that you were having, but think about video cassettes. I'm a big fan of video
Yeah.
cassettes. There's something special about particularly snowboard video cassettes. I would love to see your projects on video cassettes.
A VHS.
Oh, damn straight.
That'd be sick.
I have an incredible selection.
Pretty
of
sure I don't know
video
how to
cassettes.
put it on a VHS anymore.
Oh,
I did. My first
straight
movie I
up
ever
find it every
made
time.
was Electric Shock, and I was like 13 years old, and it was on. I don't even know. I was talking about it the other day with my friend, and I don't know if it was like a skate film or a snowboard film, but it was on VHS, and I was like
have it?
13 when I made it.
Do you
I still
still
have
have
it. Yeah, I have it. It's in my house.
Oh, we need to see that.
Yeah, and I don't even know if it was snowboarding or skateboarding. I'll find it. We should watch it.
100%. I'll bring in a
Yeah.
VCR and we'll watch it right
That's
here.
so funny. I'm way down.
So you started at 13 making movies.
Yeah.
Probably
yeah.
before that, or was that the first one?
No, like I
What were you shooting on at 13?
like a small, like just like high 8 Handycam, like Sony Handycam.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just remember seeing skating and snowboarding videos and was like, I grew up skating and snowboarding, and I just fell in love with like wanting to make like videos for it. And me and my friends, every year, I just kind of like took it on as like whatever, like this is what I'm gonna do. And I made a snowboard and ski film every year and had premieres at my house. My family, like my parents were just like, hey, come, invite everybody. And we had video premieres at my parents' house.
That's so cool.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah, it was nuts.
I think it's wild how, because you have a group of friends, snowboarding friends.
Yeah.
And you decided to video,
Yeah.
but others decided to just focus on snowboarding, right?
Yeah, kind of, yeah. I don't know.
I find
Yeah.
that interesting.
What? Sick. I don't know. I just think that the art of
The art of capturing the art.
like I don't know. I really like I think it's just as challenging as someone landing a trick is filming or shooting a proper photo, and like it's never going to be maybe perfect, but like every now and again you're going to shoot a photo or film something that your friend did that's just going to be like, I'm so excited that I captured this moment. And
Well, like,
I
for
really
instance,
enjoy that.
If we were all having this conversation without these microphones, it would be cool. It would be fun.
Oh, 100%.
But the fact that it is captured,
Yeah.
it kind of changes things a little bit, right?
Yeah, it's cool. I love it because you get to share it with more people, and it's like I shot a photo of my buddy Chase this year, and it's maybe my favorite snowboard photo I've shot. And like I just remember the moment of like we lined it up and we're like we're gonna go here, you're gonna turn this area, and we looked at it and then we radioed in, and right when I snapped the photos, I immediately was like that's the sickest thing I've ever photographed snowboarding. I was so hyped on it. So it's like those moments I'm like constantly chasing with.
Did you retire, or
photography.
was that like I'm good?
No,
That
we
was
kept
the
shooting.
shot. I'm done.
He dropped his handy cam and walked away.
I literally said I threw my camera on the road and I took the memory card out. I said I'm done forever. Shot the photo,
Took the memory card out.
and then I let the camera get hit by a car. No, but yeah, it was like one of those moments where you just like, damn, that was, I don't know, like the stars aligned. And I think that for me, like I love snowboarding, and I'll snowboard until the day I die, and I love like learning new tricks with it and all that stuff. But like I really love capturing my friends who are just like so passionate about it. I just like think it's so rad, like getting in a scene and getting in a moment, and like they're riding this cliff or riding this face or they're hitting this handrail or something or whatever, and like shooting their moment and being able to give that to them, I think is so rad.
So what do you do with that footage now?
Well, so now we're currently filming a project for Powder Mountain.
Okay.
And it's called Powder Hounds, and really I feel very like thankful and blessed that they asked me to like kind of like head the project. It was like me, Ben Moyson, and this guy named Drew, who I haven't met. We all filmed it, and then they asked me to be the editor for it. And so I'm actually meeting with Ian tomorrow to like gather footage and stuff and talk about like deadlines and like when we're gonna like premiere the project. But it's like, so like this past winter I just filmed primarily at Powder Mountain and filmed all my best friends just snowboarding.
Do you like filming or taking photos better?
I like them both the same, so it's really hard to pick.
Really?
Because sometimes I'm like, damn it, I wish I could just do both. I wish I had 4 arms and hands. I could like
It's hard
shoot
because
a photo and film
some
it.
people will lean one way or the other because
Yeah.
really you can dive into the photo side, you can dive into
sure,
the video
for sure.
side. So, but you're in love with both processes.
Yeah, I think equally. I think they both allow you to be so creative in a different mindset. Like a photo, you're just kind of focusing on one frame, in one moment in time, and then a video, you're focusing on like the whole process. Like multiple frames to build a scene. And I just think that, I don't know, for my brain, it just challenges me in different ways where it's like, okay, like how can we do this better the next time? Like what is like, I don't know, like how do we, it just makes me think outside the box more and try to like become better at both. Like I don't want to be just like, I mean, I guess I would say I'm primarily like photography, but like I really love doing video and trying to create video and bring that to life and make it, I don't know, bring what's in my brain to the screen.
Bring what's in my brain. I like
Yeah.
that. Yeah. You do a lot of sort of like evening, good light photography, and then also mountains. You spend a lot of time in Glacier.
Love the mountains, dude.
Yeah. Tell me about Glacier.
Glacier is my favorite place on earth. So I don't know. Oh man. 2015 I went to Glacier for the first time and I immediately fell in love, and I've been going back every year, multiple times a year, sometimes 3 times a year. I was up there in March and I'll be back there this year in August for.
You were there in March?
Yeah, I saw my buddy Noah and his lady Lola. They got engaged, and he asked me to come out and shoot the photos of the proposal.
In winter.
Yeah, because Lake McDonald is still open.
Okay.
And it's like the big like poster child lake that is Glacier, and he proposed to his lady on the dock and asked me to shoot photos, and I was hiding behind the trees and shot the photos, and it was just like such a cool moment. And then being there in the winter is pretty awesome. Like hiked out to my favorite spot, to Medicine, in the winter, and just seeing it with like no people around and then covered in snow is just like magical, man. It's like those moments are so special.
And no bears.
Yeah, well, that time they were waking up, so there could have been bears.
Yeah.
Or cats. So, but yeah, I love the Glacier. Glacier is my favorite place. It
We
just
got
like
cats
brings
on
me to life,
22nd,
you know?
so.
Yeah, there's cats out here in Ogden. So, yeah, I love it. It's I think Glacier.
Yeah, can you explain it? Why you love it? Because I love
Dude,
Yellowstone.
okay, so
That's why
there's-
there's photos in here, but it's almost
Yeah.
hard to explain.
Okay, yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to explain it until someone goes and experiences it, and maybe they would have to be in the mindset that I'm in when I'm there. But it's a moment for me to like really dial into like my spiritual side and get close to God and like have prayer time and just spend those moments in nature that are like quiet and away from like all the noise that is life, and being in areas where there's no service. And like Glacier, gets pretty busy in the summer, but if you know where to go and you know what trails to hike, you can get away from all the people and all the noise and just exist in a moment. And those moments I'll always chase and live for. It's just like that. I feel the most myself in that time.
Well, I
And-
feel like we need that more and more as
Yeah.
social media becomes more prevalent in our lives.
For sure.
24-hour news sources, internet, all the things.
Yeah.
To not have that, so we can find ourselves
Right,
for 10 minutes. It's
Being able to
nice.
separate, yeah.
Yeah.
So I love it, and like I love Glacier because there's some areas that like they refuse to make a paved road because they're like, no, we don't want a ton of people out there. It's like it's supposed to be a place where you go and just like quiet down, and you don't hear the noise of the world. And I really think that those moments just like make you appreciate. I don't know. It calms you, makes you appreciate life, and take it all in, and shut everything else off that doesn't actually matter because we get so caught up in shit that doesn't matter.
Yeah. How do you make a living?
Shoot photos.
Like for real?
Yeah.
Like you get paid per photo? Like how does it work?
Okay. Well, all right. So right now I'm working for Lucky Slice full time, and I shoot photos for them. I'm on like their marketing team, and they pay me monthly, like
Stipend?
I guess. You know what I mean? Like, and really thankful for that. My buddy Chase hired me on for that, and basically, that is.
But that basically pays the bills?
Well, there's multiple things. So it's like that Lucky Slice is one thing, and it's a consistent monthly income, right?
Yeah.
And then I get a shot list of what I need to do each month and what I need to shoot, and so I go out and I'll like set up those shots at the different locations, do different stuff. Like next week we have like new swag coming in, like gear, like t-shirts, and so we're setting up like stylized photo shoot for that. And so that's like my one main income, and then I shoot for Mountain West Hard Cider, and that's through my friends at Black Coals, Sean and Asher. They hired me on to be the photographer for Mountain West, and so that's another like monthly like I guess, like income. And then I do a bunch of other freelance stuff like events. This weekend I'm shooting Living Traditions Festival in Salt Lake.
That's my festival.
I remember we talked about that
Yeah,
actually.
our council. Sorry. to
So-
interrupt you. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I'll be there all weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, shooting that event, and then shooting other product photos or weddings and couples, engagements.
Do you like weddings?
Family photos. I like weddings. I do. Yeah, I like.
They stress me out.
So
man.
they're stressful, but I think if you can find your way in it and you kind of like know how to handle it and just like know how to like talk to people and kind of like just let yourself be yourself.
I just see gorgeous photos coming from some of these weddings, and then
Oh,
like,
for sure.
the expectation is through the roof, right? Like
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but
There
if
is
they
that.
hired you, the expectations
It's a little lower.
a little lower, a little lower. Yeah.
But no, like there is this thing of like there's certain you want to attract. I think like with your photography, you
There's no
you
way I
post-
would shoot a
you
wedding.
post what you wanna
I-
attract,
I,
you know?
I DJ, which
Yeah,
is even better.
DJ is
yeah,
sticking.
I love
It's
DJ.
sick.
yeah. But I get nervous DJing them because
Yeah.
I play the wrong song at the wrong time. You know, I don't know.
The wrong
Yeah.
song at the wrong time is
The crowd falls apart.
expected.
Is expected
At a wedding.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's the whole
I go back to
punchline.
that movie, the greatest Christmas movie ever. Is this the worst DJ ever? And then he plays the song. And
Yes.
I love
Best
that.
DJ ever. Love Actually is the name of that film.
Never
Yeah.
seen it.
gotta go
You
watch
touched
that.
on one thing that I would actually love to throw just a tiny bit of love towards, little free love towards, and that's Lucky Slice, right?
Yeah.
So
Love them.
I'm very fortunate to have Lucky Slice in my life. I think a lot of people in Ogden are.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm
The best
serious,
pizza.
right? And so I love what they do. I love
Yeah, for
how
sure.
they prioritize things. I love that they're still here and
Yeah.
doing it.
Amen.
And so we'll talk. I'd love to get them in and we'll chat. I think we've had collectively probably a bunch of people from there.
Oh, we should,
Yeah,
we
for
should
sure.
get Chase on here.
Chase,
just
dude,
talking
yeah.
about that. Yeah, because
It'd
I
be
feel like
cool
we've
to have
had
Chase on here.
conversations, but just to talk about Lucky Slice. But your experience with them, and you go back, sometime
Yeah,
with
for
Lucky
sure.
Slice. What is it that they do differently? What is it they do right?
Well, that's what we always talk about. Like we'll have meetings and we're like, what sets us apart? And I think a lot of it is that like we're not just pizza. We like care about
So
we
not just
care
pizza.
about the community. We care about the people that are in our community. We care about like the cultural like area that is around us, and we want to like give back to that. And so like we'll bring in artists. We'll have live music, and we'll bring in like a local artist to paint something or something like that. And we want to make it not just about pizza. It's not like just a restaurant where you can come and just like get a pizza and leave. It's like come hang out, like see the culture that we have here. And like my roommate, we did a video on him skating, and it's just like, like what is in Ogden? What is in Utah? What is the area that we live in, and all the people that are involved in it? It's like we're more than just a brand that sells, I don't know, a really good tasting pie. It's like
It is good.
yeah, but like it's like we love snowboarding, we love outdoors stuff, we love I don't know so many different things, right? As a
It is
collective
definitely a
group.
life. I would think of it like a lifestyle. It is
Yeah.
a lifestyle
Yeah.
brand.
For sure, it's definitely, and a lot of that
Isn't
is
that
like,
funny? It's a pizza lifestyle brand.
for sure, and a lot of that comes from Chase. Chase like
Oh,
built that, like he helped the owners build, like it was already there, and then when Chase came on, he helped them like move it to the next step of like building this like awesome lifestyle brand where it's like they start off with like sponsoring snowboarders locally and being like, hey, you're on like a snowboard team, we love snowboarding. And I think that like was a huge step in changing like the culture of like we're more than just pizza. Like we're a brand that like cares about people, and like they make cool product too. Like they make cool shirts and hats and have cool logos, and I don't know, it's badass.
The priorities have always interested me because I don't assume for a second that they don't do well. But even if they're not, it's just still they have never let down on those things, right?
Yeah, they care about what they care about, and they want to bring that to the table.
Anyway, I
So.
wanted to touch on that. Like that slice always makes me smile.
It's the best, dude. I love it. That pizza is so good.
Now I'm
No hate on any other pizza
hungry
in town. But it was like, I
But
really
we're like 2-3 beers deep,
I
so
mean,
yeah,
let's
that
be
sounds
honest.
good.
Lucky Slices,
Yeah.
top tier pizza. You know what I mean?
Tristan, what's as a photographer, you got any advice for those who want to make a living as a photographer?
Yeah. Well, yeah. What do I want to say? I think that if you want to make a living as a photographer and you actually love it, just to not give up, because it's going to be really tough and it's not going to be easy, and you got to build like a brand and an image. And
and you love social media.
Yeah. Also, I think that you gotta love social media right now.
I mean,
that
that
was
was
be a photographer.
I was trying to be a little funny because I think you hate it half the time.
Sometimes I hate it, but honestly, I do like it. Like, I actually love Instagram. I think it's really rad, and I think it takes away from us, but I also think it provides so much more. It just depends on how you use it. And,
Did you like it when? Because it came out about the time we were in college together.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking like, this is such BS. Like this app that.
Oh
thinks
yeah, it
they're-
was so weird. I remember like being told about it, and it was like, it was just so funny because like first everyone just posted like food photos and like random photos.
Well,
I
it was
just posting-
instant. You
yeah.
could you're supposed to upload what you take a picture of instantly.
on your phone. Yeah, it was like,
And then as soon as I saw someone
Yeah.
upload something that was from a camera that they took at a different time,
It was
and
almost
no
hated
longer
on.
instant. It was totally hated on for a while.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's a bunch of crap. But have you ever gone back and looked at like Jimmy Chin's first photo?
oh yeah.
It's-
No, I haven't looked at his.
it's
I've gone
crap.
back and looked at other people's.
It's
like,
like he really
Yeah.
did take it with his phone. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And then it's wild.
well, it's just grown. You know what I mean? To the area where
Jamie,
it's like,
if you are
it's
listening
for
to this
creatives.
show, I think you've been brilliant from the start.
Yeah, hey man, you're brilliant as
I
fuck.
just thought I'd go ahead and put that out there. Sorry, go
Your
ahead.
photos don't suck.
Go look. Well, it takes forever to trust me. I did it. It takes so long to scroll all the way to the end of
Yeah,
Jimmy's.
it's really-
to see Jimmy's first photo, but it's worth it because you can tell like the dude took it with a cell phone or something. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And used one of the filters at the time because he was at. It was good to know that even Jimmy,
sure.
the god of outdoor photography, was struggling on Instagram in the beginning because he's like, "What the hell am I going to do with this app?" You know, and he posts
Yeah.
something and he left it up there because a lot of those people will delete it.
Well, and I for sure, and like a lot they'll archive their photos or
Yeah.
change their stuff, but I think it's cool to like scroll back on someone's Instagram and see how far they've come. And I don't really think that there's like, as you're creating photos, I don't think there's a bad photo. Like, I think you just get better at understanding what photography is and what to look for in your own eye and your own image of what you want to showcase and your own style with your own editing. And I think that that's another thing that I would tell anyone who wants to make it as a photographer. It's like, start shooting, and if you really do love it, like, just fight through it and keep going and like build your portfolio and don't give up on your day job until you know that you can. It's like once you get to this point where you have clients and you're building like a name for yourself and you're putting yourself out there and getting yourself like, I don't know, letting yourself be vulnerable, you know, and letting yourself like exist. And sometimes you just got to like be like, hey, like let me shoot your family photos for free because I want to build my portfolio, or like let me shoot your wedding
Todd
for
hates that,
free.
by the
You know what I mean? Well,
Eric,
like,
I do feel bad that you
Yeah.
feel left out. I think that your MySpace page is still inspiring a lot of
I love
people. Right?
I mean, it gets a few people.
I love MySpace. It should come back.
I've got, it's still pretty active.
Do you have a profile song?
I did. It was from Journey.
Oh, I love that song.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Oh, I
Don't
hope
stop
it's still
believing.
that
That's
way.
why I still
I love
have
that.
it.
Oh, it was perfect. That was
That's the best song.
fortune telling. That's it.
God, that's fantastic. What's the worst thing about being a professional photographer, Tristan?
Worst thing.
Yeah. What do you hate about your job?
I don't know if I hate anything. I don't think I hate anything about
Yeah,
it. I
well,
think
that's
that I enjoy all the aspects of it. That's the other thing too. If you want to do it, you gotta kind of learn to enjoy all of it. Like
Like
not
the
just-
editing?
I love editing.
Mm-hmm.
I love shooting. And then like you gotta love the business side of it and like having conversations, emailing, all that stuff. Like I think that maybe that's the hardest part for me is like, I don't know, having those tough conversations about budget and about price. and
Okay, how do you
working
set your rates?
It's project based, you know. It's like depends on their demands, their deliverables, what they want in that moment. Like if it's like, you know, do they want like all their reels filmed on an iPhone, or do they want them filmed like on a professional camera with like really nice lighting, you know? So it's like, you know, is it gonna be quick and I'm just like pulling out my phone and filming some shit of like me cracking a beer, or am I like being like, okay, set up, model, all these things, like all of that plays a factor into like figuring out your price. And I think that you just have to know your value in that and what you want to be paid as a photographer, and also letting brands know that you can't take advantage of me.
So knowing your worth, do you do
Yeah.
that by the hour?
Kind of. I kind of base it like it's, I don't know, like for an event right now. I don't know. Should I just tell you? Should I be transparent?
Might as well.
Okay.
No one's listening.
All right.
Jimmy is.
Okay. So like,
Jimmy
like
is.
for an event, and
Literally
I
just
think
texted
that, yeah, he just texted.
Oh
Tell
shit, he
us.
did. Yeah.
So-
it's not live, but yeah.
For an event that is living traditions, this is just my transparent thing. It's,
Just so you know, I kind of know what
yeah.
what photographers make for events. Like,
Yeah.
once you ask around enough, you sort of know the ballpark.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, I'll be honest. I don't know if I'm low or if I'm high.
Let's hear it.
I think you're mostly high.
I charge probably high. I charge $1,800 a day or $2,000 a day for 8 hours.
For 8 hours.
Yeah, and that's like of event shooting.
We do the
now,
math.
If it is a wedding,
Does that include the editing?
Yeah, and if it's a wedding, but I get to pick. I get to pick all the photos I want to deliver and what I want to edit and how many I want to deliver. You know what I mean? And then if it's a wedding, it's $3,000 to start out. Unless there's like different demands, like do they want me there for the whole ceremony or just like the after party, the reception, you know? So it's like you got to work with your clients and you got to meet them where they're at. And I think that is like a balance, and you're gonna have people that tell you no, you're gonna have people that tell you yes. But like for Living Traditions, I told them like my day rate is typically $2,000 a day. If you want to hire me to shoot photos all day, editing, and then deliver a gallery. But if you hire me for all of them, and we'll do like the whole 3 days, then it's $1,800 a day.
So rough math, that's 200 to 200 to
Rough math. You had your phone
250.
out.
Yeah, rough math.
Yeah.
with using with like rounding errors, rounding errors. But it's like 200 an hour, which is about right. But
yeah,
every photographer prices it different too.
So 200 an hour for shooting, right? And then you have to
plus editing.
But then you have to calculate the editing time, and then the cataloging, and then I pay for the gallery service that I deliver it on, and then the camera equipment that I paid for, plus like
you don't have to explain yourself.
No, but all those things go into the factor of like pricing yourself.
Yes, it does.
And I've talked to photographers who are like, yo, I can't even get someone to pay me $300 for an event, and I was like, well, it's because you're charging little, like charge a lot. You know what I mean? Like if you charge like there's a point of like I heard a photographer say, where it's like you might not be getting jobs because you're charging too little, so people don't believe in you. So charge more, and then you also, even then, if it like let's say you want $1,000 for a job, like instead of saying $1,000 in the email, say you want $1,500, and then you have a $500 wiggle room to work with and negotiate with, because every brand, no matter what you do, they're going to want to negotiate, and they're going to want to be like, well, we can't meet you at $1,500, but we could do $1,250, and you're like, okay, well, for this one time, I'll do $1,250, and then on your invoice you say $1,500 discount $250, so they know what they're getting.
I love that last pro tip. That's huge. And then, do you ever negotiate weddings? Because man, weddings.
I do negotiate weddings. I meet people where they're at because everyone is different. And a wedding is it's not like they're not using those photos for their business. Like they're using those photos for a sentimental purpose, to remember a time.
Second wedding.
And yes, and it's just like, but like I look at that where it's like
second wedding.
I kind of want to meet people in weddings. Like I tell them my flat rate, which is I start at $3,000, and we work out from there with what their needs are. You know what I mean? Because it's like they might want like
and that's just you. That's
yeah,
not
that's
an
just me.
assistant or anything.
No, that's just me.
Okay.
Like that's just me. If I had an assistant, it'd be another like $1,000. You know what I mean? But it's like, I don't know. It like I know my friend Aubrey. She charges like $4,000 in state. At least that's what her website said. $6,000 out of state, and she's phenomenal, dude. Like she is wedding photography.
Does she do video plus? Or
no, she just does photography.
Photos?
Yeah.
Wow.
But the thing is like once you have a style and once you have that, and like I wouldn't even say that I'm a wedding photographer. It's just I love capturing those moments for those people, and if I can be there and I can meet you where you're at in price, like I'll we'll do that. And if we can't meet, that's fine. If you can find somebody else that is like more in your budget, that's totally cool too. It's like no hard feelings. But I just think as a photographer, you have to find your value, and you have to know what you have to believe what you're worth, and your worth and your value is going to change from year to year. Like sometimes you might, 1 year you're going to have higher prices, the next year you're going to have lower, and then you're going to wiggle around. I think because it's like a balance of finding out where you stand and like what's working in your area. Because like Ogden people, I'm gonna be honest, Utah, they're not going to pay as much. Like a lot of people in Utah are pretty like conservative.
Do you have like a coupon you send out that they can, use a coupon code?
But yeah, I could.
Yeah.
But it's more like you just got to talk to people and meet them. I don't know. If you believe in yourself, you'll know where to value your work, and it's not doesn't mean you're going to be perfect by any means, but you're going to be able to give them an experience that they're never going to forget. And I also think that more so than the photos is showing up that day, creating an environment that your couple feels comfortable in, and like becoming friends with them. Like I don't want any of my clients to be clients. I want them to be my friends.
Yeah, what do you wear to a wedding shoot?
I wear this. No, I wear like a button-up shirt and then just like some Vans and some black pants.
All black.
Yeah.
Todd, what's your thoughts on his? Because you're on the business side of arts a bit.
I think he's making all the wrong decisions.
Damn it.
Everything from top to bottom. No, I think you're doing great. I think experience is showing. And I think your brand is strong. You have a brand about you. And so even when you're not taking a picture, you're still representing your brand, right? And so this brand was immediately mysterious to me. This disheveled, homeless looking person, right? But everything that I had already heard about you before that, right?
I cleaned up, you know.
You did clean up.
I cleaned up real
like
nice.
Unrecognizable. So yeah, I remember the first time after too, and I'm like,
You're like, damn, I didn't know you could look so good.
then I missed the other. I missed.
Yeah. People miss it.
No, I think you're making really, really good decisions. I think that we have to ask one more question.
Yeah, for sure.
Not long ago, we did have a tattoo artist on, right? And this is fascinating to me. I think looking around, everybody has at least a tattoo. I don't have any tattoos. I've thought about it here and there.
Yeah.
But,
Yet.
Not yet.
Tomorrow.
Sometime.
Do it right now.
Oh, baby.
I might sometime. And so, what's your relationship? You have one or two. I'm looking over there.
A couple.
At this point, I'm sure you don't keep track.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just
I just
kind of an
take it by
overall
like
thing.
You should see his ass.
my butt. No tattoos.
Nope. One clean area right there. That's great. So how did that come to be? Because it is clearly
Like
a decision
tattooing?
you've made. Yeah, exactly.
It's gonna get personal. Are you ready?
If you don't
All right.
mind.
Yeah, I don't mind. Okay, so when I was younger, I was 18. I was still in high school, and the first tattoo I got was this cross in this verse. And I grew up in a like really like awesome like Christian home, and those are my values. I love Jesus, and I wanted to get a cross tattoo with a verse that really connected with me, and I was like, I'm gonna get that right there. And I want people to know that this is who I am, and I want to look at that and be proud of that. And then I just started getting tattoos that like were of what I believed, you know what I mean? And like those things like just, I guess they just kept going, you know? And I was just like, you know, like, because a lot of people were like, I don't know if Christians can be tattooed. And I'm like, well, you know, then I don't know.
They can also drink a lot
I'm
of
like,
beer. Most
you can
people
drink
don't
beer
know
and
that,
be Christian,
so,
you know,
yeah,
and you can be tattooed. And it's like, to me, it's like just like a showcase of who I am, you know? It's like I wanted to show the things that I loved and wear them proudly on my arms and stuff. And I don't know, I just like I don't know if I'm addicted to them, but I just like really love.
Well, you have a
tattooing my
strong
body.
relationship.
I have a strong
would say
relationship
at least.
for sure. Yeah. Maybe both my legs are done, feet, hands up to my shoulders on both of my sides, and then I got 2 neck tattoos. So I guess I'm pretty committed.
I think at this point it's gonna be tough to go the other direction.
Yeah. My mom is like, when are you gonna stop? And I was like, I don't know.
I don't know. You got a face still.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing my face.
Okay.
Fuck that shit. But
The moneymaker's right here.
Yeah.
Clean and
Yep.
so, but yeah, I don't know. Tattooing, it's just like a way of expression, you know? I think that whatever you are into, whatever you believe in, you can tattoo your body and show it off proudly. And I think it's just a cool way to like, I don't know, just show your self-expression and who you are as a person.
Has there been any evolution to who you were to who you are now? Is radically different?
No. Still the
Nicely
same.
done.
So
No regrets is what
No.
I'm saying. No regretful tattoos.
No, no regrets.
It's funny because like the most recent tattoos I've got were my knuckles, and I got a cross there, and the first one I got was a cross here. So
Full circle.
still, yeah, it's still going. It's something that's just like, you know, maybe not a lot of people don't identify with that and don't go that route, and that's totally fine. But like for me, that's such a like impactful part of my life, and something, that relationship with God and Jesus is something that I love, and I'll never ever like get rid of that part of my life. Like that's
You
just
wear it
so
on your
important to me.
sleeve.
Yeah, and that's okay if people don't agree with that. It's totally fine. But like that's who I am, and you know I love them for them, and they hopefully love me for me, and that's totally fine. So
We love you most days.
Most days.
unless I have my homeless statue.
The
So.
mystery of it all.
Oh,
Yeah.
Gentlemen, it's been an absolute pleasure. We went a little long, but it's because y'all are good.
Oh, you're
So-
too kind.
I drank 2 tall beers. When was the last time
You
you saw
did?
me drink 2 during the show?
You normally only drink one period each week, so
That's-
I
yeah.
drank more, and I
Did
don't know
you-
why. I just don't drink so much.
Is it
during-
because
maybe
I'm
because
here?
Tristan's got a stash over
No,
there.
he's building a pyramid.
I'm gonna be honest. I had one before.
Oh, I've known that.
I think I'm
Yeah, you're in a couple.
5 beers in.
5 deep.
I skated over here and I skated with one in my hand.
You can't skate and drink, Tristan.
Oh, whatever.
I beg to differ. I saw it right there.
I was gonna say, apparently,
No, I never
Challenge
got
So
caught.
it's actually pretty easy. You just
You just put that thing in a koozie, and then whenever you're skating, you hide it behind your back when a cop comes along.
well, I don't. You have any arts news, Todd? Do you want to share?
Just that I was out of town last week.
Yeah.
I was responsible for us not having a show last week, but I did spend a few days up in New York, which I enjoyed for a conference, an art curators conference, which was
That's awesome.
fantastic. So I got to see some art, which was great. But then, highlight of my week last week. So I spent some time in DC, and then I took the train down to Baltimore. It's a cheap way to do this, and then my brother lives outside of DC, so I got to see my niece. But
That's awesome.
he lined up the most amazing things. So everybody's got their, particularly if you're an artist, we're talking about artists now, bucket list of artists you'd like to see, hear, be introduced to. And so one of the artists on my list is a photographer named JR, right? He does a lot of activist, high profile installation work, right? French photographer. And so anyway, I had a chance to see him. He gave an artist talk at the Hirshhorn Gallery down in DC, and
That's awesome.
it was one of those sort of life changing things. I mean, if you're into these type of things, and so
What's
it
so
was,
life changing about it?
I think that interactive, he's real type of thing. Some of these projects
Yeah.
are off the charts, right? How do you do these things? How do you get
Yeah, for sure.
permission to do these things? I mean, he's sort of that Banksy level as far as where he works and locations that he works and how many times he's been arrested, thrown out of countries.
That is so sick.
He's a man of the world for
So
sure. I think this is the
I
reason
think
why
that's
he
a
goes by
sick
JR.
resume.
Oh yeah, it's because JR is harder to track down than a first name last name, And
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
very very good at what he does, but it's just he's very clever about what the projects feel very small, even though they're these massive scale installation photograph works. And so anyway, it was a treat, and that was all. My brother
That's
just
so
found
rad.
this thing.
That's awesome.
There are perks. DC, New York area.
It's
to be
crazy
able to just
area.
pop into those things.
Crazy area, but super. Like, there's some cool stuff for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was a good example of
Yeah.
that. So anyway, thank you.
Ogden Marathon is this weekend. As far as I know, it's still a go. I got an email this morning that their road is repaired.
Already?
Ogden Canyon is double lane traffic, back to it again, I guess. And South Fork of the Ogden River is flooding, but manageable. I'm here.
The South Fork up near Causey?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
One lane.
Damn.
Is there a portion of the run where you have to have PFD just in case?
Yeah, you got to actually check
That's
in at the
gnarly,
beginning
dude.
with your PFD before you run.
Floaties.
Dude, what a
Floaties,
crazy
floaties,
year.
Yeah. So I'll be at the start line. See you Saturday morning. Aric, what's your involvement?
I live in Ogden.
Sweet. I love it.
Last year I did the start line. This year,
Wait, did you really?
yeah, I was up there.
Yeah, you were working. I saw you.
Yeah, I
That's
worked.
right. So you're
I
not coming
worked.
up tomorrow?
Yeah.
Or
Tomorrow-
Saturday, I mean?
Saturday I'm not. I'm
No?
I'm
Okay.
preparing to leave for Kauai in a couple days. So I gotta
No
lock that
way.
in.
That's a great trip. Did I see
Surfing?
that our
Surfing?
I wish.
our boy
Yes,
Shane
you
got an
did.
award?
Yes, you did.
You
Talk
know what
about
that was?
Yeah, it was. He got inducted into the Ogden
Shane
Marathon Hall of Fame for being the finish line announcer, I guess, since
That is
Voice of
inception.
Ogden.
sick.
The
Yeah.
voice of the Ogden
The
Marathon.
voice of Ogden
Finish
Marathon.
line announcer award.
Yeah.
That's
Shane is
a
very
sick
close.
award.
He's
bro.
very close to us. He's part of the house band for
That's
us.
awesome.
But I was really, really happy to see that. Very deserved.
I didn't know they had a Hall of Fame for the Ogden. So,
One a year.
yeah. Oh,
So,
really? Is that it?
Are you next?
No, I haven't.
Todd, are you?
On the short list, I have nothing to do with the marathon other than a couple of times I've kept him company.
I love that.
Yeah.
You got to win that award, man. We got
ready
to.
for
You
that
got to
award.
bring it back twice.
All right, I'm ready. I start now.
So Shane won it once. Now you got to bring it back.
Oh my gosh! Congratulations, Shane.
Yeah.
He's a good dude.
Thank you, Banyan One. That's this trailer right here powering today's episode of the Ogden Arts and Adventure Show. Listen and subscribe to Ogden Arts and Adventure on YouTube. eventually that'll make us money. I think in about 5 years from now. Look for us on
Our
Facebook.
growth has been exponential. It might
I think
still
it's gonna make
feel
you money.
here,
Yeah, okay.
but it is exponentially.
It's only going to get better.
Yep.
Thank
And you guys have,
Thank you,
honestly,
thank you.
like, you guys have been crushing it. Like, from where you started to now.
Appreciate that.
Seriously.
Appreciate
killing
that.
it.
You got to get into MySpace though. You guys are missing it.
That's probably what's holding you back from the money.
You're missing it.
I like you're talking about MySpace money.
I don't.
MySpace.
Yeah.
I don't know this.
No
Instagram
Facebook, just
thing
go
you're
straight to
talking about,
MySpace,
but
baby.
MySpace is all about the Bitcoin right now.
I like there's no there's no controversies that
There's
I
not.
hear about.
Yeah.
They're never in the news.
Yeah.
MySpace
about
is
how-
crushing it,
Yeah.
honestly.
It's
Just
DL.
wait. I think once these, let's just say egomaniac narcissists
Yeah.
destroy those, MySpace is gonna be over there being like, yeah, we were just kind of quiet.
That's what we're
We
doing.
were here the
now.
whole
Just hanging
time.
out.
We're just
Do you
minding
guys
our
wanna
own
come- do you guys wanna
business
come
right
back to
now.
us?
Yeah. We're just lying low.
We allow you to
right
have
now.
a profile song.
You're saying we need to build our MySpace page, is what you're saying.
I'm saying you better if you want to be in it
I
to
love
win
it.
it.
I'm building mine tonight.
Look for us on Facebook, Instagram, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, thebandingcollective.com, and the Podbean app for Android and iPhones. DM us if you want to be on the show. It actually works. It's been done before at Ogden Adventure. This week, we'll leave you with an outdoor jukebox. Ill Suspicion from ex.five.two on Van Session. If you were anywhere near the Monarch on First Friday, you heard ex.five.two. They were loud.
They were so loud.
They were loud.
Sick, though.
Yeah,
They were good.
so sick. Van Sessions on YouTube. Join us there, Van Sessions Pod. We'll catch you on the next Ogden Arts and Adventure Show.
I got an ill suspicion you don't know what you've been missing. I'll tell you more if I had the time, but ignorance ain't a crime. If you're gonna say, you better let me know. And if you're gonna leave, get on out that door. I heard what you've been saying. My love ain't real and I've been playing. I tell you this, I love you, just like I love Led Zeppelin too. If you're gonna stay, you better let me know. And if you're gonna leave, get on out that door.
ex.five.two on Van Sessions.